Wait, so is it really official that Jamie Foxx is going to be Spawn?
I hope he's not. I hope he's.
I don't want him to be Spawn.
Everybody wants the same guy to be in.
Huh?
Everybody wants the same guy to play Spawn.
Michael J. White.
Yeah, Michael J.
I like Michael J. White. He should play Spawn, but I'd rather him play Black Dynamite.
Black.
I can do both.
He can be Black Spawn or Black Tom.
Or Spawnamite. I knew that would tickle you. I know all your tickle spots, Lou. I take it you've tickled them before.
Yeah. Nice. That's the sound I make. Like a Furby.
What's up, interweb? It's me, Andy, aka Android, and welcome to episode 29 of the Spooncast, where 3 or more of your fellow spoons come together to discuss any topic ranging from games, movies, and anything nerd culture. Joining me today to my left, the Puerto Rican Badger, aka Luke Kane.
Luke
Kane.
Code.
And to his left, D Wayne. The D stands for Damn Wayne.
Damn, Dwayne.
And to his left, Choopy with all of the Infinity Stones.
No.
Choopy. And to his left, last but not and never least, All Day J, the party people. Party people.
So amazing.
It is so amazing.
It's so hard for opera now.
I know we said it before.
We have a new contestant, the opera Battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh, we win, bro.
We've
Is there a show? You know how there's like World of Dance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called
There.
Battle of the Operas.
Oh.
It is?
I don't know what I'm talking.
Well, we should make it.
Mm.
Solo flies below predictions. So Solo didn't do as good as they thought it was gonna make.
I'm gonna tell you that.
103 million holiday opening. In other words,
It's a major flop.
yeah, for a Star Wars movie, sure is.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a Star Wars movie, but for any other movie, I guess would have been
It would have been a great
Great
success.
success.
But like we were talking about before, this movie already, like from the get-go, had problems.
Yeah.
With directors coming in last minute. I feel like, you know, these standalone movies, they wanted to try to make them really standalone and try to make different Star Wars movies that weren't, quote, Star Wars. And I feel like with Rogue One, they kind of played it kind of safe. It was a little bit different because, you know, you did have, it was more like a war movie instead of, you know, the traditional, you know, following the lineage of like Luke and all of this. But with Solo, they kind of tied it back into a character we all already love, right?
Yeah.
And especially with an actor like Harrison Ford, who is so familiar because he's been in so many movies. I feel like the actor they picked from the beginning, I had like worries about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did talk about, there were stories that, you know, they had to kind of give him acting, was it? Yeah.
Coaching,
Coaching, yeah.
yeah.
An
coaching
acting
how to
coach.
be like the character in it. So.
Right. Which I don't think he ever really pulled off in the movie.
I don't either.
I don't feel.
I mean, but he didn't, to me, he didn't do, like, terrible, but
Right, yeah.
I just don't know if he fit the Han Solo.
Had it been the not Solo movie, sure.
Yeah.
You know, okay, good movie. But the fact that he is portraying Solo, I feel like, one, that's a lot of weight to take on as it is.
I think it was bad casting.
I think it was bad casting as well. What do you feel about the story, though?
Unnecessary.
They could have picked so much.
Well,
I mean, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like, understand, I went in with the expectation of it being total trash. I didn't want to go. Like I said, if I didn't get that call, then or the text from D. Wayne in the morning, I was not going to see that movie. But
Yeah, likewise. I wasn't gonna. I didn't consider watching this movie.
yeah, I didn't consider it.
Only because like also I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the promotion for this movie wasn't as
They didn't promote it that much.
exactly. They didn't promote it as much as they did previous Star Wars movies. So it didn't really urge me to go.
Yeah, I think.
But overall, like I guess going in, I didn't really have much expectation for this movie. It was actually better than I thought. I actually was engaged in some of actually throughout most of the movie. Actually, there's some few scenes over there that were like kind of fell flat for me. But I really like the interaction between Solo and Lando the first time when you're doing that whole poker game thing. For me, like if it's like because in that scene, spoiler alert by the way, it was somewhat like, of course, as poker to be like battle wits. And I like watching stuff like that. I find it very interesting. But that whole scene, I was really engaged in. And I actually felt, there was like a feeling of not intense, but like you really got into it.
Yeah.
So I really like that scene.
I thought it was gonna be trash, and I actually liked it a little. I liked it. It wasn't trash. It was good. It was definitely watchable. And again, like we were discussing earlier, I like the Kira character. I don't think they showed enough about what happened to her while she was away. Spoiler alert. And she just pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they didn't give any background of what happened, nor did they let her explain what happened to her.
Yeah.
Which they kind of wanted to keep secret anyway. But I think they should have explained a little bit what happened, even if they Solo didn't know, so
Yeah.
the audience knew.
I kind of feel like they were trying to keep it that way to not have them tied down to
The
a
character?
specific, yeah, like
But once she they ran into each other. I think they could have like.
But I think for her, cause like they didn't. I guess they didn't really have to like do a backstory of, like what happened with her. They could have just like done implications.
That's what I was saying. That they didn't have to go
Yeah, they
delve
didn't
into
even do
it
that.
to it a lot. I just think they should have let us know something like a
Exactly.
little bit, and then leave
Like,
it
the
open. 'Cause I
only-
know they want to probably leave that open for a movie with her.
The only
She's
thing
a
they
good
had,
actor.
Definitely.
like the only implication they had was like they branded her like on her wrist.
Yeah.
So, you have to get something out of that, and just seeing how
Yeah.
even working with that symbol,
Yeah, they could have done that, and they didn't have to do too much explaining. Like that's the difference between that movie and Marvel movies. They can tell you something and do it in a quick way.
I just hope they don't do like a spin-off movie of her and her time.
They're gonna do a spin-off.
They
movie
they
with her. They're
should
gonna do
not,
it.
They
bro.
have to.
They're
No,
gonna-
they don't have to. They
They
don't.
don't have to, but they
they
are.
have to because of what they introduced. in
Yeah,
first.
they
Which
introduced
I don't really want to
Darth
spoil. Well, you just did.
Oh, sorry. If you haven't seen it yet, I mean, you're probably not gonna go watch it.
What did you guys think of? I don't think I've heard a lot of people talk about this. Paul Bettany, aka The Vision, aka Jarvis.
Tryson, or what's it?
Dreyfus?
Tryson Benton or
Something like that. That's sort of D-R-A-I.
Tryson something.
Something like that. I've seen the character. I'm like, does it look familiar? Like, is that Paul Bettany?
Yeah, I was
it
like,
was
as
Paul
soon as I saw it,
Bettany.
I was like, it's Paul Bettany.
Like, yeah, that was
Which
Paul
I thought he
Bettany.
did a great job acting. His acting was
Yes, I
good.
agree.
He very, very good actor.
I don't think I've
I
ever
don't
seen him in a
expect-
bad movie.
Yeah, well, his acting is like.
I mean, you
never
can say
had-
this.
Okay,
It's
I don't
British.
think I've
Yeah,
seen
you-
him do bad acting.
You have? I haven't seen him doing
No,
bad
no,
acting.
I haven't.
You have not.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him do bad acting. No.
You've
That's
probably
what I'm
seen him
saying.
in bad movies.
Yeah,
You just
but-
haven't
but
seen him
his
do bad acting.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
acting
like
is
Legion.
definitely not bad. So
No, but I think he played that character fairly well, though. I like that.
yeah, he definitely portrayed the character well, and he was, he definitely seemed like a ruthless villain and didn't care, about anybody but himself. It showed. So I had no problem with his character.
But it was also implied that it's because of the person he was working with, he had to be like that.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah,
Because because he hired people to do a job for him.
Yeah.
And if they failed, he has to be like
he
extra
was
harsh.
accountable. Yeah, he was
You know?
accountable.
Exactly. So given the person he was working for, he had to be that character. So it's understandable.
The same with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson. I love all the I like all the characters.
like
he
Woody
did.
Harrelson too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good.
I also like Dandy Newton. I just think her character died too soon in the movie.
Yes.
Right. And they just kind of, I really don't like how she died and it was like nothing. They didn't talk about it. Apparently he was in love, but it was kind of like,
I guess it showed who he was. though.
yeah, it did show who he was. He didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
So, but still, somebody else would have seemed like somebody would have mentioned that someone just died and they didn't. It was like, okay, that's it, boom. It didn't even.
Yeah.
They didn't even address it.
They didn't know.
And I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
someone just died. Like, you know.
They showed more emotion with Donald Glover, Lando, and
And the robot.
the robot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
thought was cool too, because you didn't
Also,
expect
Woody
that.
Harrelson's character is like his
Heartless.
character, exactly, like because he knows that it comes with the job he's in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he can't get too attached to that person. So if that person dies, it sucks, but hey, but you got to move on. Like,
Yeah.
and he,
Mhm.
throughout the movie, he even says it, pretty frequently, like, hey, man, if you're gonna get into this job, you're in this job for life, so you gotta take it for what it's worth. So if you're in it, you gotta take all the ups along with the downs.
And the fact that one, it was his fault, and
Yeah.
two, she warned him about it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of Donald Glover's portrayal of Lando?
Yeah, it was cool. He seemed like he was Lando,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, like I thought his acting was good as well. I mean, he actually seemed like Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
that.
feel like there wasn't enough of Billy D. Williams to be able, like in the previous movies.
Oh, I don't think you can say that.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think
I feel like there was more of Han Solo that you can get.
Oh no, I
like,
totally.
fuel to act like, you know what I'm saying, and then be able to compare. Oh, okay, well he played a good, Solo versus the old Solo.
But-
I don't feel like there was enough Lando.
No,
in
I
the
feel which yeah.
old
You
movies.
mean actual screen time, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like Lando
He
in
was
Star
gonna play
Wars,
bad.
his charisma
Yeah.
was like beyond what his screen time was.
Yeah.
Like
I get it.
People
You know,
knew.
you take
people-
away-
Like the only reason why Lando Calrissian is because what he did.
Yeah.
Like
had
you
it
know
had
who
any
he
other
is.
actor played it,
Yeah.
you would have been like, oh.
You probably wouldn't even know
Lando?
who the character
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Everyone knew who he was. Like
What else?
I feel
especially
like-
when the,
I feel like he did. I don't want to take away from what's his name playing Lando. He did a good job,
yeah.
but I feel like anybody could have played Lando
Nah.
at this
That's-
point. No, I'm dead serious.
I
feel
believe
like
you're serious, but it's not right.
Like you could have got any actor to play the role of Lando, and it would have been okay. It would have been that bad because you know what I'm saying. It's not like, oh my God, Donald Glover looks exactly like Billy D. Williams, and he
It's not-
does everything. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
Like,
about looking like him though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what most people go. Oh, they look alike. Or they...
Yeah, they want to cast him and get somebody that looks like him and sound like him, but they didn't
No,
do that.
but
They
that's
didn't
the
do that
thing,
for
though.
Han Solo.
They didn't. They do exactly. So anybody could have played that role. I'm pretty sure if you get
I don't know if you realize this, but we're actually complaining about the guy that played Solo because of these
we're
exact
complaining about
reasons.
everybody. Really,
we're-
the whole movie was.
We're
really
complaining
bad.
about the exact reason you're saying they
I
could get
feel like-
anybody to play. We're saying that he didn't sound
Have
like
you
him, he
noticed
didn't
how
look like
you
him.
guys have been talking a lot and I haven't really said anything?
Yeah.
Because normally this is what happens. I don't like those movies, and then everybody turns against me.
No.
I'm only giving my opinion. Exhibit A, this. So yeah, like I said, anybody could have played that. Like I'm not trying to take away from Donald Glover. He's my favorite. I love the guy, but I feel like he didn't act any specific way that was like made like a landmark. Like oh my God, it was like a staple. Like shit, that was fucking Lando. Or you know what I'm saying? He was just charismatic, or not even charismatic. He was just like foo about things. Like and that's my
I
case.
disagree.
And
When
like
he-
anybody could have done that, bro. I get like, dude, really. Like he's a great actor, not taking away, but there's a billion people that could have probably played it way better.
When he walked into there and they introduced
he's
him,
the only one that
he
knows how
said
to
it
walk.
just like Lando Calrissian. That's why I was like, oh man.
But that's because he studied a little bit of Lando. Like anybody could have done that. Anybody could study a character. I could sit here and play motherfucking the role of fucking what's his name, Jacques Cousteau, and I don't know that motherfucker from fucking A Hole in the Wall. But if you study a person, I can play Mike Tyson.
Maybe you
if
can,
you study
but,
the person,
it's really not that easy because if it was, then people would be doing it.
Exactly.
They got a guy that could, they paid this guy a lot of money to play Han Solo, and
You didn't
to
put
me,
him.
I didn't think it worked out that way.
And it's not about
Nobody
even looking like him. That's
he
not a
sounded like him. The way he acted like him.
yeah.
again,
The perfect
anybody could have done that, studying the role. What do you think?
you're
They hired.
But
they
but
hired
you're saying that,
fucking-
but he
Han
didn't do it.
Solo, yeah, Han Solo didn't do that. The guy that played-
Exactly, because he was the worst person. The nigga just sucked all around.
So that
But
means
that's what I'm
anybody
saying. I'm not
cannot
saying
play
he
that
did it.
role.
Why you guys say okay? We acknowledge that he said that he did it. That Han Solo was not good. I get that. I'm not saying that he did a good job.
Okay.
And we acknowledge that I am saying that what's his name did a good job. I'm not saying he did a bad job because you guys are making it like I'm saying he was
That's not
horrible.
what I'm
He
saying.
wasn't bad. But what he did, anybody could have done.
That's what we're discussing right there.
Anybody
That
could have
part.
done it. And
You're
when you say,
wrong.
oh, why didn't anybody else do it? Because they didn't give the fucking role to no one else. But I'm pretty sure he didn't do nothing like amazing. He didn't do amazing acting. And everything what he did do, anybody could have done it by what? Doing what he did, which was studying the fucking character.
All right, are you
bro.
finished?
Yeah.
Because you said anybody could do it.
Exactly. Anybody
But this
could
guy
have.
is anybody. He couldn't do it. So anybody can't do it.
Anybody can.
The conversation's
so
over.
what? Does that guy fail?
No, that
That's
means that
everybody.
everybody can't do it.
Everybody can do it. Anybody
Then why
can
didn't he do it?
Because ask him. Fuck. You asking me about somebody I don't know.
No, because you said
somebody I don't think-
anybody can do
anybody
it.
can do it.
No, he couldn't do it.
That's his fucking failure. Don't ask me about his shortcomings. Ask that motherfucker, bro. Shit.
Then he couldn't do it. So
So that means you can't say anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You can't say anybody can do it.
Maybe he could have studied a little harder. How about that?
but he
He
didn't.
did. They got him an acting coach.
Exactly. He didn't study enough. Because how come they didn't get Lando an acting coach? Because apparently he was a
Go to the
better
next
study.
one.
Like the fallback I always go to from like getting a character or like mimicking a character is the movie Looper with Bruce Willis.
This is the best movie ever.
With Bruce Willis, right? Like we all know Bruce Willis. We've seen
Yeah.
him in countless movies. We all know how he is, like his mannerisms and everything. And what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt played the shit out of it, bro. Like even though he didn't look exactly like him, like you saw him and his mannerisms and everything,
Yeah.
and that was Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Some people know how to do it, but it's because they're good actors. You know what I mean? They're good actors and they're bad actors, and there's actors that are typecast. You know, like there's just certain people that can play certain roles. Like I think, like we were just talking about Tony Stark. Like Robert Downey Jr. plays that character. It's almost like he is that character.
Yeah.
You know,
He
and I
is.
think he's probably playing himself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the difference when you get those kind of actors that are like, you know, that are skilled. Not only, I'm not just saying he's playing himself because he's a great actor. He's been in other movies where he's done a great job. He's just a good actor. And you have people that are good and they cast them right, and you have people that are miscast. And period. And Solo was one that was miscast. I think Lando.
I think that's what it is. Like, it's miscasting. Like
Yeah.
they aren't bad actors.
No.
They just can't play that specific role because
Yeah,
that role is not
everybody
meant
can't
for
play
them.
certain roles. Like in a lot of these actors, I think like there's an actor like Keanu Reeves. Like, you know, like to me,
yeah, he
he plays only certain roles, but they
Right.
put him in a bunch of different roles. But I don't really think he's good in those roles. They could get someone else. I mean, he's good in The Matrix because I feel like he's playing himself. He's good in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's playing himself. Devil's Advocate, he was good in because he just did a good job in that. But I don't really think he's playing himself. But the ones that he's playing himself, he's really good. But they just throw him in any movie, and I'm like, look, it doesn't work like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and they do that with a lot of actors. They just because they're a box office draw, they just throw them in a movie. And be like,
yeah,
oh,
just for the name.
Yeah, for the name because they
some,
gotta
like,
make
some
money
actors
off of it.
get casted for the name, and some just get casted for typecasting, like
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, this guy plays this part every time, so let's just get him.
Exactly.
They do the same thing with villains. They just get the same. You know, you just see the same villains, but a lot of those villains are actually
Like
pretty
the
good.
actors who usually get typecasted, in my opinion, I think is like the ones that usually in action movies.
Yeah,
You know, like Stallone back in the day, he would always
Yeah.
get typecast for the same movies. Willis back in the day,
Yeah.
Seagal back in the day. You know,
yep.
even
Well,
Schwarzenegger. You know,
the Expendables.
Exactly.
Let's just say all of the Expendables.
There you go.
That's the whole point they're doing because they're making fun of it because they're like they know that's what they were known for.
exactly.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. They, you know, like
Mhm.
if you put him in a different role, you're like, can this guy play that role? You know, like some people can do it.
By the way, since we're talking about, you know, putting names just to bring in people, that's one thing that was really shocking to me. That one, this has Ron Howard's name in it.
Yep.
Star Wars,
Yep.
Han Solo,
Yep.
and it didn't, you know, do much in the box. That's crazy.
And for the record, I thought Danny Newton did better than Solo. I thought her acting was better. I thought Woody Harrelson's acting was better. I thought, as a matter of fact, I thought everyone's acting was better than Han Solo's.
Yeah.
Everyone. Emil Clark, I thought her acting was better.
Even
Paul
the
Bettany,
robot. The robot,
maybe
like,
not the
sold
robot,
me.
but
No, like for what?
Yeah.
For what the character was, you know, a robot that was supposed to be like
Yeah, some black lady.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
because it's a robot, you're not expecting much out of it. But when it comes
Yeah.
with a personality, they're like, oh, it's surprising.
Yeah.
It's like a surprise.
Because robots aren't really supposed to have personality.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I would still say go watch it. Like, it's not a horrible movie.
No,
it's not a bad movie.
It's not a movie you see once,
Yeah.
every 1 or 2 years.
If it comes on TV, I'll probably watch it, and I'll probably catch things that I didn't catch in the theater.
Yeah. I had a problem with the actual character Han Solo himself. Anyways, like I felt like
Yeah, no kid.
like they like the way they wrote him in this movie. It was almost like they were trying to like hit it over your head, like how good of a person Han Solo is.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know.
They
why
actually said it. They were like, "You're the good guy."
Yeah, like I
I'm
don't.
like, stop telling me that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
we'll watch
remember
his
that scene.
deeds. We'll know you're good by watching your deeds.
Right.
Like,
And he's
but-
like, oh no, I'm not. You know, he plays it off.
yeah.
I have an issue with it too because it's like in the original movies
He's a smuggler.
he's the anti-hero.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you trying to make him
He's
such a good guy?
He's running out on people's. He owes people money. Like he's trying to get away
For
from it
real.
and not pay his bill.
Like he's selfish.
Yeah.
Well, this is like the beginning of his story on like how he came up to be that way. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And I kind of like that's what I talked myself into.
So there's like a story before you get to that person who
Right.
you are. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very. You got a great.
But I
point.
kind of like I feel like somewhere in the movie, like the whole movie was just like a nod to the who shot first. Like this is why he didn't shoot first. You know, I don't know if you know there's a story behind this.
I
You
remember
know,
you told
in the
me.
original movie, I have not seen the original because you really can't get your hands on it anymore.
Yeah.
But the original release, Han Solo in the cantina scenes shoots first.
Yeah.
You have it? Okay. And then they switched it to Guido's shooting first.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if you get whatever movie you buy now, it's almost like they shoot at the same time. So it's like they're almost like this whole movie was like kind of like, oh,
Trying to play off of that.
right. There's even the scene where he shoots, you know, Paul Bettany. Oh no.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Kind of like,
And you almost didn't even see who shot him.
yeah.
They kind of cut away
Actually,
from
now
it.
that because I remember
You didn't even know who shot him.
Because I remember when I was sitting in the theater and they shot for whatever reason, it brought me right back to that cantina scene that we were talking about. Because
Yeah.
like this is somewhat eerily familiar.
Yeah, it's almost like they're-
Like I remember from that scene because we kept talking about it.
right. And what I hated that they didn't have to do, like, then Woody, what's his line right after he shoots him? Oh, you had to do it.
Yeah, you had to do it because
Like, you didn't have to say that.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to hit us over his head with this, and I was like, come on.
Listen, man, it was so much These movies are propaganda, man. I swear. There's all a lot of propaganda in these movies. It's interfering with the movie itself.
Oh, but closing in before we go out to the next topic. Closing in, like I said, how we were talking about the Solo character, how he was like back in episode 1 or whatever, the earlier episodes. I think it's obvious because of Woody Harrelson's character, because he was definitely influenced on him, and then you could see that
he
carry
kind
over.
of becomes him.
Because at the end when they were like, you know, when he shot him and he's died, like you got obviously Holo, so Han Solo.
Holo? I knew he was a holo.
I was like, sorry,
Holo.
sorry. Obviously, like there's a sign of respect, you know.
Yeah.
Right over there, because traveling with him the whole time, he obviously learned from him. So now I feel that, or like, you could clearly see that, you know, he got his personality later on from
How he doesn't,
character.
he doesn't care. He just wants to get
Yeah,
stuff
he
done.
kind of like,
Because that's how he was later in the movies.
because he was basically his mentor, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get the money and get out of there.
Yeah.
And don't care about anything else.
Yeah, so that would
He
have been like
became
his benefactor.
It was
or-
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of movies that are in movie theaters, Deadpool 2, we also watched.
Yes.
I almost feel like people ask me, oh, how was it? I basically tell them, I think what Lou had said from the get-go was, you know, it's basically Deadpool without the hype of Deadpool being the first Deadpool movie. And that's kind of how I feel. Like it was just, I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the first one.
I like the first one better.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like the first one had more story to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I found myself a lot of times having to remind myself that they're kind of like making fun of superhero movies.
Yeah,
Like to kind of like stay in.
Mm-hmm.
it was funny.
It was fun. Yeah, it was definitely fun.
I wish it would have stayed like it was in the beginning, where he was just going through whacking bad guys, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that he was running and jumping. If it would have stayed on that path, I'd have been like it would have been a little better. But then, oh man, immediately
It's really hard to do the slapstick jokes that they do in that movie, and also try to
Make an
have that
actual movie.
a love story. Yeah, with an actual.
Because I think I don't know how to explain this. I guess
they did it in part one though.
I guess the best way I can
But the
explain this.
reason that it worked in part one is because one, it was like introducing, more like explaining, so it just gives you more exposition to what type of relationship they had. So that's why it worked. And then, but they got a lot of shit from the whole pegging scene when she fucked him in the other strap-on, like worldwide. Like in New Zealand, that part didn't even play. Like they got a lot of shit for that part.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, it was just like introductory, just giving exposition on somebody that you didn't have exposition before, so it plays.
I thought they did a good job in explaining it a lot better though than they did in this movie. This movie was full of propaganda, full of it. I'm like, make the movie.
Mhm.
Like, just make the movie. If you want to make a propaganda movie, you just go do a propaganda movie. Like, they were trying to say, oh, big kids can't be the hero. They were talking about the black guy. Oh, you did it. And then they were talking, I mean, just.
But those, see, that's where it gets to the point where it's like they're kind of making fun of the fact that the other movie.
Yeah. They are
Yeah.
making fun. Yeah, that is true. Especially with
Yeah.
the black. I hear that a lot. It's funny.
Yeah.
You're racist, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. I get it. But at the same time, they're pushing an agenda. That's why they did. That's why you saw the girl with the girl. That's why you saw all of it. You know, I just want the movie to be the movie. You know, like.
I think in this case they were focusing more like on like character. I guess you could say character because you know Deadpool being Deadpool, like you would expect something like that from the character Deadpool,
Yeah.
and being like that, you know, he always breaks the fourth wall. He's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
acknowledge real life circumstances. I feel like they took a lot of that and not almost like forget about the movie itself, but like I feel like they really try to put that out there because of course, you know, like I said, it's Deadpool,
Yeah.
so that's shit he's known to do. So that kind of took away from the like storytelling wise movie. Honestly, I feel like that movie fell short in like a lot of parts.
Yeah, a lot. I
Right.
mean, they had a great character, Cable,
Mhm.
and I think they misused him. Like, he could have done so much stuff,
Yeah.
and they just let. I mean, I'm like, you can't let this guy go. Like, I thought it was gonna get, ill when you saw him coming.
Mhm.
I'm like, but then it just was like, this is how you're gonna use that guy? Like,
Yeah, like
don't use Cable then. Don't use Cable. Let
Yeah.
somebody else like actually use him and use him well in a movie.
hmm
Because he does a lot, man. I'm like, they just made it like,
My favorite character, honestly, and what I wanted to see more of was Domino.
yep, Domino
Like-
was my favorite character.
I just love every scene she's in.
She steals it. Period. Best. Like,
and it's like the one like all the like actually thinking about it now, like and all the scenes she's in, it feels like when she's like her scenes, it feels like it's part of a movie.
yeah,
Of a
exactly.
movie.
Of a movie. Where the
Okay.
other ones don't.
Where like when you put in when Deadpool comes on screen, it feels more like a parody movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like a fan made YouTube thing type deal. Like if you look at the effects and everything, it just seems like that.
Yeah.
But when Domino comes in, you feel like you're in a movie.
Yeah. It was like her character was probably more serious or whatever. But it looked like it went together. Like everything was just luck. Like everything she jump in. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but you know
Everything-
that's kind of like her quirk. You know,
Yeah.
just being lucky.
Yeah, and it worked, and I was like, dang, I think I texted you all right.
Yeah.
I said Domino was the one that I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you like the Vanisher.
That dude was hilarious, bro.
He put the Vanisher was in that movie for like,
Dude, like
if you literally, you know how people say if you blink you miss them.
Yeah, you
I
will
mean,
miss
literally, if you blinked, you really would miss that.
dude,
guy.
like when they were
That's how much he was in it.
Dude, like when
I
they
said,
were-
"What's your favorite character?" Well, he liked the Vanisher. I'm like, "What?" I didn't say nothing. I was like, "This guy's fucking bugging." There's no way the Vanisher's favorite character in the movie.
No,
He
it
didn't
was just
say a-
fucking hilarious,
He didn't say
though.
one word.
He didn't have to
said-
say a word.
I mean, literally, I was like, was that Brad
He
Pitt?
did it.
I don't
do
know.
it like
I waited to the end credits so I could be like, was that Brad Pitt? And I looked, and I was like, oh, it was Brad
That's
Pitt.
another, but that's a spoiler for people who haven't seen it though. Like when they were doing casting calls for like his team or whatever. Like what's your name? The Vanisher. They just showed one there, but like I was
They're
just
like, oh, we get
just
it.
the plan. Exactly, we get it. But
He's like,
then when
actually he's running late. He's not here yet.
but then it's like when they're in the airplane, getting
They
ready.
show that shit.
They show the backpack floating. I'm like, damn, this nigga's real.
He's there.
Like this nigga's real. I thought they were just playing, a joke on everybody,
Yeah,
the
me
audience.
too. And it was
But then you
you're
see
like,
the
yeah,
backpack just walking like this, Then he jumps off the plane. You just see a backpack falling down. Dude, that shit was hilarious. That
I
was,
hated that they killed off all those characters and they didn't really do nothing. I'm like,
next to the back
Well,
of Peter, I like Peter though. Peter was fucking
everyone loves
hilarious.
Peter. Everyone loves Peter.
Oh man, Vanisher and Peter, bro.
Everyone's like, you're in.
He like,
I just saw
oh,
I just saw the ad on
I just saw the ad. I came like,
LinkedIn or something.
You're in. Oh man, Peter's fucking hilarious.
It was funny, man. But I didn't like what's the kid's name? The little chubby kid that was,
Oh, the Australian dude, Fire Fist.
yeah.
I wasn't too crazy about his character either. It's like one, he was annoying.
Yeah.
Two, I feel like
It didn't seem like it didn't seem natural.
Yeah, it didn't seem like Deadpool actually cared about him.
exactly. and
I
it's
didn't
like,
think his character was like, it didn't seem natural. It seemed like,
and also he was supposed to be like kind of like the antagonist of the movie,
yeah.
but like you're supposed to, the whole point is like to go save the child, but it's like this. I don't know. You just watch the movie like this kid isn't worth saving, bro.
I knew it.
Like,
I
he
knew
isn't
about
worth
to say it.
saving.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I knew you were gonna say it.
I mean, it's like, and when he introduced him, okay, I thought, all right,
Let
cool.
Cable pop him. Let Cable pop him.
Like, exactly, bro. Like, come on, man. They introduce him. He's like, he's fighting the police officers. And you think about like, think how X2 was. Think how everyone reacted to the mutants back then, and then you see this kid now, blazing everything. Actually reminds
They're
me
just standing over there.
that kid, that scene when he was, blazing up the cops remind me of the fire dude in X2 when when they got to the house.
Yeah.
Like, bah, 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 like,
Except that one on that looked ill.
exactly, that one, like,
looked
and he was a
great.
serious character.
Yeah,
This
Pyro.
kid, that's name Pyro. Like this kid, he couldn't take serious.
Yeah.
And then he just jumped. I don't know, bro. It's
I
like
don't
again,
know.
this movie
It's
just
bad
fell
acting.
flat
I-
every, or like almost like
They should have got a different kid to play the part, man.
I had an issue with the thing, the locks
Around his
that
neck.
took around.
Yes,
the way
and
you're
I even
viewing
brought it
Pyro.
up too, bro.
I
Like
had an issue with Juggernaut.
did he have a thing on his neck too?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
apparently he got
but-
it off somehow.
He got it on his neck and his arms and
Yeah.
legs.
Like I remember, like in the scene where Juggernaut helps the kid. The kid still had the necklace around him. But then when he gets back to the orphanage to get revenge on the doctor, he did not have it on. And he
Yeah.
said the only way he could get it off is with like a passcode or some shit like that. I don't know. They didn't really explain that. But all I know is that he didn't. Then, like he had it one scene. Literally the next scene he didn't have it.
I mean, and that's the thing where I was saying, like, you kind of gotta forgive because they're like, how serious is this movie really?
Yeah.
So it's like, what was the
I don't know.
it's
I
like,
don't
what
know,
was the passcode? It was like,
$14 series. That's how fair it was to me. Could've
like,
saved my
what was the
money.
passcode? Like one digit or something?
Something like 3.
So it's like, you can't take it so serious because it's Deadpool. So
Exactly. I kind of see that.
So-
But again, it's like
That's the thing. Like while you're watching it, you kind of gotta like, in your head, be like, all right, am I gonna forgive this because it's Deadpool?
Yeah,
And they're just like
I
joking
couldn't.
around. Yeah.
I could.
You just gotta-
I could've forgave
watched,
it.
I watched Infinity War, then that next movie I watched was Deadpool. I can't.
I could've-
I'm looking
Right.
like.
But
I would have
again,
watched Deadpool again. I mean, Infinity War again. I was like,
I mean, of course, we all agree. We could all agree that we could forgive it for the first Deadpool. Coming for the second Deadpool, you could still keep, his character the way it is,
Yeah.
but focus a little bit more on stories. I feel like the
Yeah.
movie was like what, an hour and 37 minutes, 40 minutes. It's not
you don't
like-
even know what the story is. It's like you're
I
like,
don't even know.
I don't think there is a story to this movie.
it's all over the place, man.
Just
All
catch that
over.
kid.
Yeah, it's like you can see. Let me see. You got a kid starting trouble. Deadpool's girl
It was
died.
I guess the story was that, Deadpool needed to get a heart. Like,
Yeah.
to have a heart.
I guess that's what they tried to portray it because
Yeah.
like when she died, she kind of mentioned something like
Yeah.
that, like you misplaced your heart or some shit like
Mhm.
that. And then like Cable, Cable comes in, tries to kill the kid because he's like from the future, he knows what's about to happen. I don't know. I just feel like they could have done so much more with that, bro.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, totally.
Like, honestly,
That plot actually is really really great because it's kind of like Minority Report, like
Yeah,
I
He's
mean,
gonna
this
kill this
plot-
kid before he does the
Yeah.
crime.
This plot would have been great
If it
had
was
Marvel
Terminator.
Disney took over this shit.
yeah,
If Marvel Disney took over, they could have done that a lot better.
yeah, they could have. Then again, Marvel's
But
doing everything.
I mean, are you saying as in a Deadpool movie or?
I think they could have done it in the Deadpool
Deadpool.
movie.
Me
I'm
too.
assuming
I could
you
see
guys-
it.
Me
I
too.
feel like you guys are looking in too deep into Deadpool.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Fucking Deadpool,
That's the thing.
bro. It is
Yeah.
fucking. That movie was what it was. That's
Yeah, that's the thing,
It's supposed to make fun of everything. It's supposed to let you know that he knows that you know you're watching him, and
Yeah.
that he knows that there's no point to what the fuck you're watching. It's just Deadpool
Yeah.
talking to you.
I mean,
and doing some shit.
I get it, but again, I said like for the second movie, I feel like they could have done again kept it Deadpool-esque, but like you can't keep that same formula going forward. Like,
Yeah, 'cause it
for-
gets old.
Get away with it.
It's
one
over.
time.
Like honestly, it's already over for me.
Yeah.
I'm already over Deadpool.
Yeah. The problem is, man, Deadpool should have come out first before Infinity War.
Why? They don't
Because
work.
if you watch Infinity War and then you go
You
watch
raise
Deadpool,
the bar so high.
yeah, it's
But-
your
but-
expectations are
But
different.
that's the thing, though. They're not the same. So
I know,
Maybe like
totally
two
different.
different studios. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally different.
I
know.
don't like. I would hold up a movie like Infinity War versus another Marvel
Yeah, yeah.
movie. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, when the Ant and Wasp movie come out, the way they're hyping it and making it look and how it plays up in Infinity War, if that shit, I am going to.
But even then, it's
assimilate.
also kind
course,
of,
Yeah.
of course, but at the same
especially
time,
with Ant-Man.
And the Wasp is
Yeah.
gonna be good.
but
I
at
can
the
already
same
see that's
time,
gonna be good.
You know what I'm saying? That is a movie that you know is going to be on a massive scale because everything that they're talking about, how they're going to introduce the quantum world, how the quantum world.
The
it is
story
big-
is better,
Exactly.
and it has comedy in it too.
Exactly.
It's still gonna work. They're gonna make it work, and it's gonna be good.
But that's
Hell,
the
the
thing,
Ant Man
though.
was good.
Yeah, I know.
You can't you can do that with Deadpool, but you would have to just start all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Deadpool already the tone that it took is literally a world star hip hop commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you
it
go,
is. It is.
right before you go watch the movie, watch World Star Hip Hop. It's everything that's current
Yeah.
and it's cool and pop and everything in a movie. That's why I never took that movie serious, not from day one, because everybody knew what Deadpool
Yeah.
was.
Well, I didn't
You know what I'm
think
saying?
The thing,
So
the
it's
thing
like-
that makes Deadpool is also the thing that breaks Deadpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The thing, yeah, because this is like you
I like
literally.
all the jokes. I don't think they should have killed off the characters before they even done it.
Well, they kind of
Brought 'em
did
back.
go back and
Yeah,
brought
but-
some of them back.
But the other thing,
Forget
though,
that. I want to see what they do in the movie. Like they
It-
should have had roles.
But that was kind of the joke of it. It's like,
That's
oh,
the joke.
they
The
hyped
whole
you up,
movie-
the X Factor, the X Factor, the
the
X
whole
Factor.
movie was a spoof.
And then it's like,
It was a joke.
they
on
lived
them
for
all.
1 minute.
Yeah.
killed them all.
In like 1 minute, they all
Yeah,
died.
and not even that. That white ninja guy, I didn't know who he was. I had to go and look into him. That nigga's a really big character from a different storyline from Mojo World. Everything he said when he introduced himself was true. He is from Mojo World. He is a warrior. He's an he's an alien. He came here for whatever he said he was doing. That's facts. And then they just laughed it up
Fictional
like, ha, ha,
facts.
ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? And
That
they
was
just,
funny,
okay,
though.
whatever. You're
Yeah.
part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when he died green, and he died enough all the green blood came, I was like, oh, whoa, like he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that was the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, even the OP characters get fucked up. They get no respect. When they call Homeboy Thanos, as soon as he called
Yeah.
Homeboy Thanos,
Yeah.
I already knew this movie was a fucking joke.
I was
And
laughing,
there was
man.
no way I'm gonna take this serious. And it just didn't.
Even when
what
he
it
was
needs
like,
to do.
he got, "But this is dark. Is this? Are you guys from the DC universe?"
Yeah. All
You
it was is like-
mean Baby Legs didn't do it for you?
Oh my God, bro! I love that shit. When I saw that shit, I peed my pants. I was like, oh Lord Jesus.
Oh, Homo was like this, then
Yeah.
like that.
That there was like two different movies or two different things in one. It was that movie with with the white lady. What's her name? That movie with the white lady.
I was like,
oh my God,
It's like
one million
from
movie.
beginning of
Literally every movie
Yeah.
ever made.
It conceivably be that.
What's her name? Something
Yeah.
Pfeiffer. What's her name?
Michelle
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer?
Well, Michelle
Yeah.
Pfeiffer. I forgot the name of the movie where she's sitting down and she goes like.
Oh, that's Sharon. I think that was Sharon Stone. I thought it was from
Yeah.
Basic Instinct. is
Basic
what I
Instinct.
thought.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Sharon
You're right.
Stone, yeah.
They're white. They're all of them. Anyway,
That's an edit right there.
so you know, is that, and on top of that, they're playing on baby legs from fucking Rick and Morty. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
it's
for
like,
real?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Of course you didn't, because you never watched.
I watched
fucking
some.
Rick and
I've
Morty.
watched Rick and Morty a couple
And
times.
then, so there's a joke in Rick and Morty where there's a cop with baby legs. And his
Hey,
name is
I'm baby legs.
And then
And he gets partnered up with
partnered up with a guy with
regular
legs.
legs.
To catch a criminal.
And
So
I'm
baby, the
regular
guy's name was
legs.
Regular Legs.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So it's baby legs.
baby
so
legs.
It's an episode of Interdimensional.
And then he
Cable.
starts running, saying, "This is how I run." So it's hilarious, you know. So it's like, bro, that whole thing was just like one big ass.
Yeah, it's a spoof.
Yeah, one big like pop culture commercial, like
Yeah.
you know. You could send that movie into outer space, and whichever fucking
But that's-
civilization gets it knows everything about us. Currently.
That's the thing, and that's also like kind of like what kills it as a rewatch, because like you go back and rewatch that movie, you're not gonna really get the references again.
Yeah. No, it's not even that. It's that the good, like the wow factor of that movie was all the jokes, how they're so current.
Yeah.
And it's like up to date.
And
Like,
some of them are
next
raunchy.
year when it's not even next year, just in a few months when whatever they use as you know funny,
It may be old.
it's not.
now.
Yeah, it's old. They're gonna be, you know, they ran out of gas with that movie.
I still
mean-
like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool though.
Yeah,
Oh, hell
good
yeah.
movie. Again,
I
Cable.
like Solo better though.
Cable. What's it? Fuck.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
I was like,
Great job as Cable, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
And Domino, standout character. I want more of Domino.
yeah. He definitely was a standout character, man.
And I love how perfectly her character fits into like the Deadpool universe, because like her mutant power is luck.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that wouldn't work anywhere except like the Deadpool universe, because that's kind of like
Just kind of like, oh, look at me. That's-
Like she's just meant for the X Force.
yeah.
Yeah. I just like the way, and I didn't even know that her character originally in the comic books wasn't black.
No,
I didn't know that.
she was just.
Did you know that?
She was a
Android?
pasty white girl.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I didn't know that, and that was even better that I didn't know that, and she still was able to do a good job. And I didn't even know that, and I thought I texted you on a message saying that I thought her character was a standout. I didn't even know that the character in the comic book was not black. So that's kudos to her, because that means she did a good job.
Yeah.
And she said that she thought, like, I watched an interview, and that's how I found out, because I was like, who is this girl? I'm like, let me find out more about her, because she did such a good job.
Sassy beats.
And apparently she plays on Atlanta, which I don't
Atlanta,
know. Yeah. And she did an interview on Sway, and they were talking about it, and I didn't have any idea about that. I'm like, what? She did a good job like that? So when you could do that, and people aren't really complaining about it, then, yeah, and her role, and she did a good job as acting, it's kudos to her, man. She's a good actor. The way she did it, when she landed in that truck, remember? Like, I remember her landing in the truck, and, like, everything, she just...
That's the thing. It was her attitude of how like
Her-
she knew she was
yeah,
lucky,
it was
so
like,
she was
but she was so nonchalant about
Yeah, yeah,
everything. And she was like,
Nah,
let's
my
go.
favorite part was when she lands in that big teddy bear where she like.
Oh, yeah.
She's just like.
she's like, yep.
She's just like backward like this. It's like,
Yeah, out of all the people that land, she lands on a freaking big floaty teddy bear. You're like,
Again, her quirk, luck.
yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah, that's what I
So like, even though you're gonna get lucky, like, hey, fuck it, bro.
She's
I
like,
bet,
she's like, I'm in.
Skinny Jean would like take her to the casino.
Casino.
Avengers: Infinity War made $1 billion in a record 11 days.
Wow.
Did we cover this already?
Probably,
I don't remember.
It's not surprising.
but we said it again.
Listen, that movie's
It
great.
deserves to be said again.
I'm sorry, that movie is great.
That camera just paused
Perhaps it did.
at
What?
6 seconds.
Don't say that,
oh fuck me, bro.
D Wayne.
I see 6 seconds.
I see it too.
Don't say that, D Wayne. At least we got 6 seconds of video.
I pushed record, so hopefully it's doing. It says it's recording.
It is now.
All right. Well,
I pushed record, so hopefully.
at least there's audio. Netflix is now worth more than Disney and Comcast.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Put
Yeah.
together, guys. Put together.
Dude.
Fathom that for a moment.
Dude,
Alright, go Netflix.
no lie, I bought stocks in Netflix, and I made so much money on it. It's grown retarded amounts.
What happened?
that I bought stocks on Netflix.
Oh,
and
for
my
real?
stocks grew really big, like in the short term. I got 2 other stocks. I bought 3, and I got 2 other ones that are really good stuff. They grow with this shit. I grew both of them.
Let me tell you something. Keep me informed on that because I may buy stocks, and if it works and you see how it works, I'll definitely buy. You know what I mean? Because I've always been interested in that, and
And you guys know it's true because I show you my congratulations. I am an owner of Netflix. Email.
Yeah, he did show us that.
While we're on Netflix, I just want to plug in a show I was watching. It's an anime show called Be the Beginning. Great show so far. I'm only like episode 4, episode 5, but from what I've seen, it's really good. If you guys haven't checked that out, I think you guys should. If you're a huge anime fan, this is definitely one of them. Another one I watched was called Sword Guy. And that one did not.
Sword Guy?
Yeah, Gai guy.
I could have told you that.
That's another anime. I watched it, 12 episodes, it was whatever. But this one,
You watched 12.
I think it's 12 episodes only. Which I feel like if it's Netflix, it's labeled Netflix original series, I feel like the anime should be 24 episodes, not 12. But anyways, they'll plug in.
Is that a standard or something?
For Netflix, yes.
For anime?
Yes.
normally
also,
animes are 24 episodes or whatever.
somewhere between 12 and 24.
And about
But I feel like you could
2
tell-
weeks, I'm gonna be watching a whole bunch of stuff. I told myself I'm gonna chill on Xbox for a while
Mhm.
and just start watching all the movies that like instead of doing that I need to catch up on, and I'm gonna catch up on all of them. So
Yeah, you guys watch Cargo on Netflix?
is that good?
I don't know.
Sounds
I started
familiar.
watching it. I did.
Is it good?
Eh,
Because my mother was watching it. I forgot to ask her how it
no,
was.
it's actually really aggravating. I think it's really aggravating.
It's a very slow paced movie, right?
It's super slow paced and very aggravating, dog.
And speaking of aggravating, I feel like the Netflix movies, are, like the Netflix exclusive movies or Netflix originals, like I watch them, but they aren't. I mean, they're alright, but it's like whatever,
Yeah,
you know.
bro. In that movie is the guy that plays.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins, and it's like zombie type thing, you know. And but they have these little pens and these little watches that once you get the virus in you, you start throwing up and all this shit and you convulsing until you turn into a zombie. But you have a timer, it's like 40-something hours.
Good to go, kid.
And his wife gets bit, and instead of like the whole movie, bro, is like you see what's gonna happen. It's like, oh no, I didn't see that coming, and it's all stupid shit. The wife is like worried about being sick, so she don't want to do something to the baby or something, so she's like, just leave. But he's like, no, we'll get through it, blah blah blah.
No, we're gonna do it.
You could deal with it. We'll find help after like the world has ended,
Because I watched the trailer for the movie, and it looks like the movie is like very, very slow paced.
super.
And the thing about Netflix, like,
That's Cargo?
yeah, so like their movies, they have like good they cast good actors, because they're like, for example, Outsider with Jared Leto, and then you got Cargo with I forgot his name. I call him Bilbo Baggins. I'm just used to call him Bilbo Baggins.
How does he look? Who is he?
He's the white dude from Black Panther.
The
agent.
Agent Ross.
Oh, Agent Ross. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, see, never they cast. They get good castings, but I feel like
He's actually a good actor.
Yeah.
but I feel like their movies are so
Blah.
yeah.
Lackluster.
I think they're new at doing that, so they gotta find their way through.
Yeah. Not only that,
Because-
remember, like Netflix is good at finding like a niche audience,
Mhm.
where it's like not everyone's gonna like it, but like
I will
This
say
group is-
though, it's kind. I would say it's like their series are better than their movies.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
that's what I
like
was
the only
thinking.
decent movie that I watched so far
It's Bright.
like, Bright.
Yeah.
That was it. But
And by the way, they are gonna renew that, and they got a new
Director?
director, and it's supposed to be. I think it's gonna be good.
I
I like the
I
first
want to know more about that one.
one. Yeah,
I like Bright.
me too. I like.
But there's a
Bright.
lot of things that kind of like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks identical. Like how you gonna tell me that we have all these other magical influences, different beings influencing our what's it called?
Our planet.
Yeah, our planet, the way we go about things, society.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna tell me that everything came out to look exactly like it is now, like if
Yeah.
only humans were there. So what about like You said there were centaurs. Why don't you give me some like centaur acting, like cross pass or something?
Yeah,
there's
they-
dragons.
Maybe there were. I mean,
You know, there's dragons. So you tell me that there's dragons flying around. That means that there's other mythical creatures that fly. So there's no building.
So we should be a little bit more advanced, and you think the humans should be more evolved.
Not only that, but it's like there should be shit that you know how
Futuristic.
they're fighting for like right now how blacks are fighting for certain type of freedoms, certain type of things or way of life and different ethnicity groups. Wouldn't that happen down there too?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have to accommodate to every single type of group? You know what I'm saying? For example, there's dragons, so wouldn't they be like purchased for dragons somewhere? Why do all the buildings look like the buildings they do now? Wouldn't they look different for like accommodate for
I
like
agree.
magical beings to like teleport through here?
Yeah.
You know that there's like alchemists that do like shit with spells. Wouldn't that influence?
I agree. They should
How
play
shit looks.
onto the way the world.
You know what I'm
looks.
saying? Like you got a car. You're gonna tell me that all this magical shit, but you're gonna get a car and drive around. What
Yeah.
happened to like flying shit? What happened to we're gonna use gasoline as fuel in a world
Yeah.
where you got magic? This shit is so advanced. What you hocus pocus you're out somewhere?
I
You know,
agree.
there's so much they could have done with that. I feel like that movie was really good. But
I think they
could've done
I think they
even more.
rushed it, and it was their first one too. And I mean,
I just think they decided to find a middle ground for the characters they already had introduced and the characters that they were gonna show more of, like the ogres, elves, and you got the humans. So there's they had like a common ground where they could fit them in, and like you said, they could accommodate, but they haven't really reached that.
after this, they plan on doing things more like. I think that's why this was a big thing for them. And
Yeah.
I think now it's going to open up the door where they can do more.
yeah.
No, but remember, this is just like LA or something like that. This
Yeah.
is just like one part of the world, so
Yeah.
that's just their side. So who's to say with the dragons they probably get somewhere in Texas or Ohio, somewhere like on those rural areas.
Hopefully, I mean, maybe we should send them like messages. You know what I mean?
You know another thing that kind of rasped my berries too about that movie?
Raspberries.
Yes. Is that have you noticed how
That's my
it's
goodness.
like they pick Will Smith to play the movie the role that Will Smith plays in like 80% of all his
Yeah.
We were just talking about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were talking about. They get these guys to play the same damn role.
That thing is like he literally plays
He plays
the pissed off partner of some other person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He is
Bad
literally
Boys 2.
Mike Lowry. That's Mike Lowry.
Mike
Yeah.
Lowry.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's Mike Lowry.
I guess that's what
So
they
is that-
envisioned for the character.
So is that bad or good?
It's good if the movie is good. You know, and they need that guy, that
Yeah.
character. But it's bad
I
if
think
they don't need that character.
The only
They
time
put
I've
that
only
guy.
seen Will Smith be bad in one movie, like
What movie?
acting wise, was just the one with his son.
I'm about to say that.
Oh yeah, people. I didn't even watch it. I heard that was
Earth or
trash.
whatever.
Beyond Earth.
Beyond
or
Earth, some shit.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
don't remember that. I thought
didn't
you were
watch
gonna
it.
say
Yeah, that
I thought
movie
it
was
was
huge
trash.
flop,
Yeah.
bro. That movie
Which
was
one?
a
the
huge
DC
flop.
movie,
What the?
Suicide Squad.
He was good in it, but he played good in it. Yeah, he played good in it. His character was
He
good.
was actually really good in that movie.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
He played a good part. His
He's probably
his
the best
acting-
part of that movie.
Yeah, he probably was the best. Yeah.
The only
Yeah, actually, Deadshot
people
was-
only like Harley Quinn in the movie because she's hot and they just get clouded by her.
She
fineness.
didn't.
But I don't think she was
No, I
good.
don't think she was good either. I agree. She was just blah. I thought Will Smith played his character was good.
Ryan Reynolds, Michael Bay, and the writers of Deadpool are making a Netflix movie.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
about
good.
that.
Why?
Why not?
Well, Michael Bay is
Well-
all going to be all action.
It's gonna be explosions
It's gonna
and
be-
fart jokes. That's what
Michael
it is.
Bay.
Yeah, explosions and fat jokes.
Transformers.
And then
Sorry, I can't watch another Michael Bay movie after Transformers.
After Earth, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, after her. Yeah. You know, I really wasn't a big Denzel fan like that until I watched Training Day, and the reason why is because Training Day was a movie where he played a character that he normally doesn't play.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought he was, he can only do one character. Then I was like, oh no, he actually is diverse. He can play multiple characters, and I like it because they try to get him to play one character, but he can play. That guy is great.
I think to me, out of all the actors, the most well versed one is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, he's
I feel like that guy.
yeah, Leonardo
Like,
DiCaprio.
You can put that nigga in black fucking face and he'll be a black guy.
Yeah.
And he'll play it good.
I saw Robert Downey Jr. play a great black guy. I thought he should have won an award. No, I thought it was so good. I said, yo, they need to give him a.
Dress up as another black
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as the other dude. and I was like, that guy was so good. I was like, dude, he should get an award for that, and they didn't get it. I love that movie Tropic Thunder. I thought it was hysterical.
No, that was hilarious. Movie.
That's what I
It's
always
even better.
call people. I be like, shut your simple jackass up.
Simple Jack.
You make me be happy. Yo, I laughed so
Simple
hard.
Jack. You be Simple Jack.
You sound like that. Say, what kind of farmer did you say you were?
What kind of
I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker.
I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. Oh, that shit was so funny, man. Oh,
Do Simple Jack. Do Simple Jack.
You sound just like that dude, man. Oh. You sure you're not an Asian? You weren't an Asian kid in your former life?
I was Simple cousin.
Oh, shit. Why did I even say it?
My name was Wang.
It's Lou Wayne. You pulled me into that shit, Lou. I hated that shit, D-Wayne. No, pay no attention.
Don't you bring that evil into it.
Oh, man.
Lou, I know you're gonna love this one, and also D Wayne's gonna like it too. Netflix nabs Guillermo del Toro.
Oh hell yeah!
Toro's
I'm reading about that.
horror.
Horror.
Let me start that over.
Guillermo del Toro's horror. That's worse than my horror.
I thought he was doing that.
That's worse than my horror.
I thought he was doing that for real. I was like, oh, he's doing that to tie it in.
Netflix nabs Guillermo del Toro's horror anthology series.
I love a good horror series. But it has to be a good horror series.
Oh, I don't
And
watch
if anyone could do it, it's Guillermo del Toro.
I don't think it's good. I don't know about how. He's not a big scary, scare guy, but he's more about eeriness. Like his movies are like so eerie that just the eeriness of it will creep you out other than the.
But
the
I
monsters.
like
But
that
they got
more
pretty
than-
monsters. I like his creativity.
I was just about to say he makes the monsters look good.
Yeah.
That's I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, I don't know about the horror itself, but I don't even want to watch any more horror movies.
His shit is more like beauty within.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's like
It's Beauty
like, for
and the
example,
Beast, not and the Beast. And the Beast.
Like for example, in the movie Pan's Labyrinth, I feel like the monsters look fucking better than the people. You know what I'm saying? And the real monster in that movie was the general guy, the step guy.
I mean, that's always kind of his message.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then the other monsters were just like challenges the little girl had to go through.
Yeah.
They were really like malevolent. They did horrible things, but if you entice them in a way, you know.
In like 2 weeks, I'm gonna delve more into Guillermo del Toro.
My nigga, you gotta that. I advise you to start with Pan's Labyrinth and El Orfanatorio. El Orfanatorio is by oh my god, just the acting in that movie, and they went through Spain and just grabbed all the Mexican and Spanish actors. They were amazing.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot
You
of
know
people.
El Chavo del Ocho? That show El Chavo del Ocho?
Yeah,
You ever watched it?
of course.
Well, there's two actors.
Cállate,
Well, the lady, the mom, Kiko's mom, she's in that movie.
Wow.
She plays a medium. That lady, oh my god, and she still looks fairly young and good, but the way she plays like that role
You
is
know,
amazing.
I love
and
it
the
when
fat
they.
guy too, Señor Barriga.
I love it when they go back and get the actors that used to be in like these old movies and they're kind of like typecasting and you think that they can't do anything else but that, and they put them in another movie and then they do an amazing job. You have a whole another level of respect for them because you realize, oh my God, I thought they were just doing this, you know, and they could do nothing else. When you realize these people can like on Sons of Anarchy, I thought Katie Seagal, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
She played Peggy Bundy
Mm-hmm.
on Married with Children, but you would never think she would be able to act the way she did in that show, series, or whatever. And she did a great job. And I'm like, sometimes you gotta let these people do other things. And just think, most people wouldn't have casted her for that because they probably think that she wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna know her as Peg Bundy, but she transformed herself into that character, and now people know her for that. I mean, a lot of people gave her like rave reviews for her portrayal of the mom of one of those biker guys or whatever. But I like that, so I'm interested to see how she acts in that movie. I gotta check it out. I'm gonna go back and look over all of them. gonna be the binge movie for me.
We'll make sure to send you a list.
Yep, I'm sure you will.
God of
Send the
War sells 3.1 million copies in 3 days.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
PS4's fastest selling exclusive.
How much was that? How much was that game?
60.
60.
Do you know how much money they made? That's like a movie. Like
Yeah.
you know, like it's no correction. It's more than a movie. It's $60
Yeah.
for the game, and they
Movies
sold
usually like-
3 million. Like
That was just in the first 3 days.
Yeah.
that's it. That's man. Hey, these
Well,
games.
that game sold millions in pre-orders alone.
One of my boys on
I was one
Xbox.
of those.
He
It goes to
loves
show
that
how
game.
successful that franchise is. You know,
Yeah.
going all the way back to what was it, PlayStation 2, I think it was.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just refreshed
Yeah, I
it
remember-
and made it better, dog.
Yeah.
So it's like they revamped it for the,
Well-
like, for this console, made it better. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what else. Because
Yeah.
right now PlayStation just took a whole new life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I like the games. Like I always wanted Drake's Uncharted. I'm jealous that we don't have that on the Xbox. Like that game looks amazing, man.
That was a surprising game for me because the first Uncharted game I played was Uncharted 3, and that came with a bundle when I bought a PS3 some odd years ago. So I only bought the PS3, so I could play Call of Duty with this guy over here. So I started playing Uncharted 3. At first, I thought it was a game like I was gonna get really too into because it seemed a little overwhelming because it's very vast. But then after playing it, and with the whole looking for clues and putting the puzzles together, I'm like,
It's like
that's
Tomb
that
Raider.
shit I like. So I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
and you go straight off to the game like that. Like, all right, cool, I'll keep playing. Next thing you know, I'm already hooked. I finished Uncharted 3, and then I bought Uncharted 2, played that shit. I thought the second one was better than 3 in my opinion. I never played the first one though. Then when I got the PS4, I heard Uncharted 4 came out. Like, I had to get it. It was a banger. But Uncharted 4, though it was a good game, I just felt like there were more puzzles and shit you have to do like in the previous games, which I kind of miss in Uncharted 4. But nonetheless, Uncharted 4 was still a good game.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish we did have those, but I mean, I'm eventually gonna get a PlayStation. I know they're gonna come out with another one soon. They said they're not, but they're gonna come out.
They're not. PlayStation 5, they just had an interview about that. PlayStation 5 is nowhere near even being
Yeah.
started on. They're saying that PlayStation is going good, so good right now. They just finished unlocking like the whole system to be able to use
Good.
full potential. Xbox fucked up by throwing out the new fucking Xbox, bro. Like,
I didn't get it yet.
And if Xbox wants to throw out a new console, all they're gonna do is just keep hanging themselves, dog.
Yeah.
Well, they probably trying to
Because
beat
PlayStation right
to the
now,
punch.
the way they're looking, they probably got like another 10 years. And
But what-
nobody a console lasts 10 years.
Xbox's mistake was that instead of coming out with a new console, they should have just focused on getting more games like
For the 360.
God of War, Uncharted, like more
No.
story-based games.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Since the creation of each console, PlayStation was more based on store-based games. Xbox was more
Yeah.
first-person shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
but they
competition.
but they can still make story-based games.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
need to because
But-
they did have
But
what's the name
maybe
of
that's
it?
what they each focused on. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is that while Xbox was reigning, PlayStation and Sony was buying studios,
Yeah.
and like,
And honing their system.
and this is why they're exclusives
Yeah.
because they bought the studios and said, "Hey guys, here's some money, make it
That's
happen."
crazy because
Uncharted
Did they-
Uncharted only happened because they bought the studio that made Ratchet and Clank.
Uh-huh.
You would
Yeah.
never
Oh,
think
yeah?
that they would
Naughty
make a
Dog.
game from. They would go from Ratchet and Clank to Uncharted, and then because of Uncharted, they did Last of Us, which was like one of the
Yeah.
biggest games. I think
Quintessential
now
game.
God of War maybe is like
It's either
Well,
it's on par with
yeah,
the last
my
one.
boy on Xbox is dude. He'll get
Until
off
The Last of
Xbox
Us
and
2
go
comes
play
out.
and
Yeah.
go play God of War. He said, "Yo, Jake, man, go ahead and get a PlayStation, man. And, God of War is just great." He raves about God of War, man. I mean, raves.
what I love about God of War is
Yeah, I know what I can look and tell.
the story, the level design, the game design, everything is like everything is just straight tens across the board. I feel like
That game knocked out other games that were in the race for like greatest games that knocked them out. Like
Oh, yeah?
no lie, this is gonna sound fucked up, and I'm gonna probably get backlash for this, but I feel like that game knocked Horizon out of the history book.
Oh, really?
Horizon, in my book, and a lot of people that I know, was held the high regards. And this game came out, and I feel like Horizon still looks better
The
than
God of War has been out for years. I remember when it was. I
Yeah,
remember.
well, knock that
I remember the
shit-
car
I remember
commercial with the guy with the chains that shot out the axe. Remember, and
Yeah.
the gray guy, whatever.
And that's what
Kratos.
that's one of
That's
the
what's his
things.
name?
Kratos.
Kratos. Yeah.
That's one of the things they did so great in the game is they played on your like your knowledge of Kratos and like there's so much I want to talk about that game. But yeah.
Like, and then they just flipped it on you and put
Yeah.
him in a new place that's not familiar to
Mhm.
a
The
lot
fact
of
that
people.
they gave you this new style of fighting when you start and you're like, all right, you know, it's a reboot, you know, this is the way it is now. So it's a slower paced game. You know, you
Is
gotta
it pretty
use
much
more.
the same game, but they just redid
No.
it a little bit of it, or is it totally different?
completely different.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
then-
a total reboot.
And then
I
they
remember
took that
No,
and then
not reboot, revamp.
Oh, revamp.
Because reboot means you start
You
the
start
same
over,
shit
you know,
over.
over,
No,
yeah.
it's a continuation of the old. They just took the old and polished it and gave it back to you different.
yeah,
Okay.
Like what they did with Crash Bandicoot.
No,
Well,
that's
that's
re-
remastered.
that's remastered. My
Remastered.
bad.
No, this is not remastered. This is a new game, and at the same time, it's also the
It's
same
the old
game. Yeah, they found a way to do both.
It's like this was the first God of War. You liked it, you loved it, you beat it. That happened. Like that chapter, it's like a chapter, another chapter. This is the new God of War. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they flipped the page. It's still the same story, still
Yeah.
the same. You know, everything that happened did
Everything that
happen.
happened, yeah.
And-
Oh, so they still continue
and they
that story as
acknowledge
well.
it.
Yeah.
So the
They
story.
don't continue the story.
No, but they just say that they know that it happened.
But they
in this game.
acknowledge it. Yeah.
Okay.
You know that happened and blah blah blah.
This is a completely
But it's
new
just he's there
story.
now. But it's still a mystery how he got there. It's still a mystery why he's there. It's still a mystery why is he beefing with everybody. It's like that game is shrouded in so much mystery.
Yeah.
And then like we just saw right now, I just beat the game right now. So
Yeah, I saw.
in the ending, they see everything. So that game is so much theory behind it, saying that it's he time traveled back to stop the kid, or now he just
No.
said that he thinks is they use magic to foresee the future. I've also heard people saying that it was like a prophecy and all kinds of crazy things, bro. Like, but there's so much, and then the way that they could take it, because they give hints of maybe they could take it like different paths, is crazy. Because from there they could do, you know, different types of religions. Because normally that's what it looks like. They're just going after religions. Like he went after
Right, the original God of War was Greek mythology.
Greek mythology.
and
Now they're in Norse
now
mythology.
the
Norse
Norse
mythology.
mythology.
Oh.
So one, you know, they hinted at some Japanese mythology. They hinted at Egyptian mythology
Egyptian.
with all the Egyptian gods and shit. And then, you know, I heard this guy say, you know, is it too far fetched that maybe he'll end up fighting Jesus Christ?
maybe Jesus Christ Superstar.
Well, I'm gonna wait till because I know soon they're gonna have a sale on the PlayStation, especially probably when the holidays or something.
There's actually going to be a sale. It's called Games of. I posted it on IG. I think it's June something. If someone can put
Because
it
I
up.
don't know if I
I'll
call
just-
that a sale. It's
Maybe
kinda
I'll
like
just get a
little bundle.
PlayStation then when they go on sale or whatever. At least I'll have
Well,
it.
still, it's the bundle's like what, $199?
That's pretty good.
I
I need to
don't
buy
know.
the new Xbox too. I mean, I actually do need
The
to buy
limited
it.
edition PS4 with the blue ones, starting $199. I do not see.
Is that the limited edition?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get a new TV.
Oh, June. They have to pay June 8th to the 18th. So between those, you got 10 days.
All right.
Speaking of games that's going to make millions of dollars, Nintendo introduced the new Pokemon game for the Switch.
Oh yeah. You know, I've seen
Or
it.
Pokemon games.
So I'm gonna just do like a little 5-minute thing on this, if
Done.
that, real quick. I like it so far. It's a homage to the handhelds. If you look at the trailer that they showed, you see the pictures. It's exactly like the handheld you see from the 3DS. It's just exact same thing, just with better graphics on a different platform. I read that they're only introducing the first 151, which is the Kanto region, which some people are disappointed in. But if you think about it, it's kind of smart because back in the handheld games, of course, you have Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you put all of them at the same time, you just have that one game. If you do the generation separately, yeah, I think within generation 8 or 9, then you have like 9 different titles coming out, you know, for the future. So they're keeping again, they keep it on first 151 Pokemon, which is fine. Then they got a couple years ago they introduced the Alolan forms, which is basically the same region, just different forms of Pokemon. If you're a Pokemon fan, you guys already know this. So so it's also in tandem with Pokemon Go. So that's like a huge booster for that.
Yeah, for both.
Yeah, for both games. That's smart by Nintendo, by the way. Because Pokemon Go is still a hot commodity,
Yeah.
like in the mobile gaming world.
So to keep it going, and then getting those fans. And there's a lot of people who play Pokemon Go who just like Pokemon, but
Mhm.
weren't really into the games.
Mhm.
And they brought those people
Yeah,
in.
they like the idea of Pokemon Go.
Right.
Like, you just go out there, go on the world, catch this and that.
Just be careful not to get on any balcony or anything.
Yeah, for real.
And we
I
talked
know
about,
y'all heard about that,
Yeah.
right? I was like,
yeah, and we talked about this like previous podcast, like how Pokemon Go is keeping it smart. They're always adding new things so they keep it fresh and this and that with the events and so on and so forth. But going back to the Pokemon Switch, the titles Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. So from what I read so far, is that whichever one you choose, I think I don't know if you in the handheld you get to choose whether you get to be a boy or a girl. So far what we see in the Switch when they introduce is like the boy has Pikachu, the girl has Eevee. I know for a fact if you choose Pikachu or Eevee, that's the one you're gonna start off with. You get Pikachu or Eevee. I just don't know if you get to choose the option of being a boy or a girl. So if you get Let's Go Eevee, you're gonna play a girl with an Eevee. So I don't know if you get to choose a gender. But again, they brought back some of the how do you call it, quirks, like back in the day. Like one of the things people always ask for in the previous Pokemon games, like in one generation you get to walk with Pokemon. So in the handhelds, people love that idea. You get to walk with your Pokemon, you get to interact with them. After that, the future generations after that, they took that feature out. When Pokemon in this Switch title, they're bringing it back, and that's something people have been asking for forever. So they're bringing it back, so that's awesome. And basically, you're kind of like walking with two because, again, when you choose Pikachu or Eevee, like if you see in the show, Ash always carries
That's
Pikachu on his
Pikachu,
head,
yeah.
or his shoulder. In the games, you carry them on your head or your shoulder on top of the one you want to walk around with. So basically, carrying two. One of the questions I had when I first heard about this game is like how similar to the handheld is it going to be? Like, do you get to walk into the tall grass and encounter Pokemon? Yes, you do. Also, what I've seen in the trailers, you actually get to see wild Pokemon roaming around too, and you can interact with them. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same as counting them in the grass or whatever, but nonetheless, that's one way of doing something new. Going back to Pokemon Go, how they're doing it together is that now, like back in the handheld, you get to trade, from like whatever version with your friends and this and that.
Mm.
With Pokemon Go, you can do the same thing. You can trade the Pokemon from your mobile device to the Switch. The catch is you can only transfer the Pokemon that's within that region. So the first 151 Pokemon that they're introducing in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are the only ones you could transfer from here. Because in the
Okay.
Pokemon Go,
Right,
currently
'cause you have
they
more
introduced so in Pokemon Go, they already introduced Generation 3. So 3 generations of Pokemon, but you can only transfer the ones from 1. So the only thing you can't transfer are the event Pokemon, like for example the one with the hats or whatever, like they do in Pokemon Go. That's the only thing you can't transfer. They also have this feature called Pokemon. Oh, I forgot. I just seen it. It's Pokeball Plus. Sorry. So apparently, that also goes in tandem with Pokemon Go. Like it's a way to transfer from Pokemon Go to the Switch consoles, as well as you can use that as a controller. As an actual life-size Pokemon that you can
Yeah.
use. Oh,
I
so
thought that was cool. This is like,
yeah, this is as close as it gets to like an actual game Pokemon. Because if you like in the trailer, to play the game on the Switch, if you're playing it on television, you only have the one Joy-Con, and with the Switch there's two. You can only use this one. It only requires one to use, move around, interact, and this and that. The Pokeball Plus you could use not just to transfer Pokemon via Bluetooth, but you could also use it as a controller. So the button is a little joystick you can use to control the character. Another way to what makes it also interactive, it kind of goes throwback to the Wii, where you had to do some motions, to do certain things. In this game, you would have to catch Pokemon. You would actually have to throw.
yeah. Just make sure you have the wrist.
Exactly. Make sure you have the rest. You don't want to actually throw the ball at your TV and break the whole damn thing.
Worked up.
Yeah. So the only thing I don't know is like if you throw it harder, does it go farther? If you throw it lighter, does it, you know, the distance or whatever, like reality?
I'm sure they can work that. I mean, that doesn't seem like, especially now with even with the Joy-Cons are actually pretty like
pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, well, you know, I haven't really toggled with a Switch so far, but let's see what else.
And well, the Pokeball you can also take out into the world, right?
Yeah. Also, what else makes it realistic is that if you're using the Pokeball control, the Pokeball Plus as a controller, if you catch a Pokemon, like in the anime or whatever, or even the game, you see the ball wiggle, you know, as a sign that the Pokemon is struggling to get out of the ball. You'll feel the vibration in the ball as the Pokemon is trying to get out, and if you catch it, the Pokeball lights up like it does in the show as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that's like a really cool feature that makes it really immersive. So
They better make a shitload of those, bro.
oh, I'm sure.
I want my, what's the name?
That's just
I
gonna be
want
like-
my ball to light up.
So yeah, like for sure that's gonna be like the hella sell on pre-orders.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why they introducing 2 games, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee, because if you play the handheld games, you know that each game would hold an exclusive amount of, not amount, but exclusives or certain types of Pokemon exclusive to that game specifically. So obviously, if you're going to Eevee, you won't get Pikachu, and vice versa. So that also amounts to like several other Pokemon as well. That's where the Pokemon Go comes in handy. You get trade in, and you know, essentially, if you fill your Pokedex over here, you can start with a full Pokedex in like the Switch game. So that's a plus. Also, you can do co-op players in this game.
How does that work? Has that ever been done before?
No, because for me that's questionable. I don't know if you have to sign in as an account that's already made, or do you play as a guest? And if you do, like,
I'm sure it's probably you might be able to do both.
my thing is, if you already have an account, I can see that working as a guest. I don't see how, because I don't know what a guest would contribute to the game. Because honestly, I'm not sure exactly what the co-op is for. I mean, obviously you get to battle and this and that, but if you're playing together as a guest, I know you can catch Pokemon as well. But let's say if a guest catches Pokemon, where
What
does
happens
it go? Does it go to your account or the guest account? I don't know how that's gonna play out. But yeah, so far everyone's really
I
excited.
mean, I
about
guess they
this.
just add the feature because they have the extra controller. Like,
Yeah.
might as well.
I see that. But again, I'm still trying to understand how the whole
And
quirk
it's,
is gonna be. With
and from what I saw, it's still turn-based.
Yes, because Pokemon is basically RPG. You
Yeah.
know, you have to keep it that way. I don't say you have to keep it that way, but ideally that's what works and that's what everyone's accustomed to. If not, that's why they have Pokemon tournament. You know, get past Pokemon in battle and this and that. But yeah, you know, I'm excited for this game. Will I get it?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm not sure
Do it.
yet. I'm waiting like.
The Pokeball controller. You're gonna get it, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean,
You know,
I'm sure
he gonna have 2 of them. He'll be walking around with 2 balls in his hand. Lighting up over there.
Both of his balls vibrate.
Hey guys, I'm lighting up over here.
Like, I don't doubt that I'll get it eventually. I just know if I'm gonna get it when it comes out. Obviously, I want them to fix all the bugs and this that. I want to see first reviews when people get it. I still have some reserves about it. You know, nothing too crazy, but it's definitely something that'll urge me to get a Nintendo Switch. The first time I seen it, when they introduced Nintendo Switch, I seen the trailer. I'm like, you know what? Hey, throw my money. Take that shit. I want to get it. But it's been a year and some change. I still haven't gotten one yet. I'm just solely biding my time. So I just want to see how everything plays out first. But so far, I like it.
November 16th, 2018.
I mean, if I do pre-order anything, it's probably gonna be the Pokeball controller. Only because I got a feeling that shit's gonna be hard to find like within the first couple months.
Definitely.
So, I mean-
again, and knowing Nintendo, they're pretty famous of
Limiting
not
their shit.
making enough hardware. So yeah.
So at the very least, I'll just pre-order that. So you know, the Nintendo Switch you can get anywhere now. You know, I don't mind.
But
but,
I'm
I-
sure too they might
mean-
even have the bundle.
Also, as a side bonus or whatever, I already know which one I'm choosing. I'm not going with Pikachu. I'm going with Eevee. If I gotta play as Fino, that's fine. I don't care. I'm going with Eevee. I already chose my shit.
We'll see about that. When the day comes.
When that day comes.
All right, that's basically most of everything. Nintendo Switch online costs $20 per year. and comes with 20 online playable NES games.
I mean, that ain't shit. Honestly. $20 a year. That ain't nothing.
That's all the time we have for you today. Remember that you can find us on IG at spoon_fools and now on SoundCloud, Google Play, and iTunes. Thanks for listening, and as always, please
Like.
Share.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Bye. Damn, that was nice. All right, cool.
So it says Jamie Foxx is playing. Jamie Foxx to play Spawn.
Yeah.
They done fucked up that man. They done fuck. That's 2 for 2 now.
Just don't do.
Well, Jamie Foxx is actually a good actor, so I'll give him a try.
He's a good actor. I don't know if he's gonna fit in that
He's
part.
a good actor. You know what? Let me not even say nothing. He's some amazing actor. He's playing the shit out of a fucking. I saw what happened to me earlier when I said fucking Donald Glover did a good job. Anybody could have done that. I don't want that to happen.
Jamie.